Hello everyone, welcome to today's class. So for today we'll be looking at division of numbers by one digit number using long division. Division of numbers by one digit number using long division. So remember we talked about the two types of division, long and short division. So I know you might be thinking that we'll start with short division, but I do prefer to start with long based on some reasons. So we'll start with long division. But before that, we also mentioned part of division, where we talked about the dividend, the divisor, the quotient, and the remainder. Remember, we said this is the number before, which is 48. That this is our dividend, and this is our divisor. Dividend and divisor. So you need to take note of that. Okay, so let's see. What do we mean by division, or what symbol are we going to use for our long division? So let's see. We have here something like this that we are using for our long division. Okay, so this is what stays outside, 2 stays outside. That's our divisor. The divisor, whether big or small, this divisor is what we are using to divide. And then our dividend stays inside. Dividend stays inside. Now, remember we are using the divisor, so we need the times table of that divisor, which you should already know. That is why I say times table is very essential in mathematics. Times 3, this will be 6 times 4. Let me just do a quick rundown. Times 7, 14 times 8, 16 times 9, 18 times 10, 20. Okay, let's see. Now, there are some steps we need here. Number one is into. Number two will be multiply. Multiply. Another one will be subtract. Please, you can copy these steps down. Subtract. The next one will be to bring down. Bring down. The next one will be once you bring down, you have to repeat. Okay, so let's see. First one will be 2 into 4. What do we mean by 2 into 4? 2 into 4 means 2 times what number? 2 times what will give us 4. That's what 2 into 4 means. 2 into 4 means 2 times which number will give us 4. Take note. 2 times which number will give us 4. If we come to our times table, it is 2 times 2. 2 times 2. So that means 2 into 4 is 2. So 2 will be here. So that our answer is 2. You will always put your answer up here. 2 into 4, 2. Next thing is multiplication. What are we multiplying? 2 times 2. 2 times the 2 up here, 2 times 2, and that will give us 4. Then we draw our line, subtract 4 minus 4, that will give us 0. And then we bring down. What are we bringing down? The next digit. We have to bring down the next digit, which is what? Which is 8. 2 into 8. 2 into 8, that will give us 4. 2 into 8. Let's check. 2 into 8. This is 8. 2 into 8. That will be 4. 4. So 2 times 4. That will give us 8. Subtract. What do we have? 8 minus 8. 0. And then this is 0. So our answer will be equal to, this is our answer. So if you check here, nothing else, after subtracting here, it should be bring down, but there's nothing else to bring down. So that means we've ended our division. So our answer is 24. 24 becomes our answer. Excuse me. So we go to example 2. 6396 divided by 3. Let's see what we have. See what we'll get from here. 6396 divided by 3. What would that give us? 3 into 6. Let me just use some times table that will be necessary for us. 3 times 2 equals to 6 times 3 equals to 9 times 4 equals to 12. I will stop there. So 3 into 6, 3 into 6, this is 6. So our answer will be 2. Next thing is multiplication. 3 times 2, that will be 6. What do? We subtract 6 minus 6, 0. Bring down the next digit, which is what? 3. So this is now 0, 3, which is 3. 3 into 3, 3 into 3. Our answer here is 1. 1. 3 times 3, that will give us 3. Subtract, what do we have? This will be 0. And then we'll bring down 9. That's the next digit. Bring down 9. You don't bring down everything, bring them one by one. Bring down 9. So when you bring down 9, we'll start again. Remember, after bringing down, you repeat the process. So 3 into 9, this is 9. So 3 into 9 is what? 3. 3 into 9 is what? 3. Put your answer up here. And then 3 times 3 will be what? 9. Subtract. What do we have? 9 minus 9, that will give us 0. 9 minus 9, that will give us 0. And then the next thing is to bring down the next digit, which is what? 6. 3 into 6, this is 0, 6. So 3 into 6 will give us 2. That will be 2 up here. 3 times 2, that will be 6. Subtract, what's our answer? 0, 0. And then our final answer here is equals to 2132. That becomes our answer. Okay, let's move to number 4. Number 4, let's see what do we have. 7362 and then we have the other reason to divide 4. Let's see, 4 times 1 times 2, 8 times 3, 12 times 4, 16 times 5, 20 times 6, 24 times 7, 28 times 8, 32 times 9, 36, and then times 10, 40. Please, you should master this. You don't need to write this down. If you know your times table properly, you don't need to be writing this multiplication table down. Okay, let's start from where we have 4 into 7. 4 into 7. Let's come down here. Do we have 7 here? No, you won't see 7 here. So what are we to do? This is where we need to have an understanding that 4 into 7, though we don't have 7 here, but what you will use, we are going to check for what is smaller than 7 here. You check for what is smaller than 7. Now, 4 into 7. So what do you do? If you are breaking it down, you see that maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you want to write 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7. So it's just one time, and this one is not up to 4. So if you are checking, this will be 1 remainder 3. But we are not in that method for now. We are trying to leave this method to a method where we can solve it as strong mathematicians. So what do? 4 into 7. We don't have 7 here. But what is before 7 in this place? What is before 7 is 4. So we are using this line. So 4 into 7, though we don't have 7, but we are going for 4. And that will give us how many times? That will be 1 time. 1. So but in this case now, there is a remainder. There should be a remainder. So, but in long division, why I choose long division first is that long division will always bring out the remainder by itself. So 4 into 7 is 1, and then 4 times 1 will give us what? 4. What do? We subtract 7 minus 4, 3. So this is the remainder we should have gotten. This is the remainder. So 4 into 7 is 1 remainder 3. Now what do? After subtracting, the next thing is to bring down the next digit, which is what? 3. 4 into 33. Now this is not 3 now, take note. There's 3 here. You know, other ones we've been having 0 and the number, but this one now is 3 and 3. So they are now together, and this number is now 33. 33. So what do we have? 33. 4 into 33, what do we have? We don't have 33 here, but which number do we go for? Go for what is before 33, and that would be 32. So how many times? That will give us 8. And then 4 times 8, sorry, 4 times 8, that will give us 32. Subtract, what do we have? 3 minus 2, that will be 1, and then this will be 0. So after subtracting, what do? We bring down the next digit, which will be 6. Then 4 into 16, this is 16. 4 into 16, that will give us 4. 16 is there, so you don't need to look for what is before. If it is there, 16 is in the times table, so we go with the one that is there, which is 4 into 16 will give us 4. 4 times 4 will be 16. Subtract, what do we have? This will be 0. And then we bring down the next digit, which is what? 2. Now, 4 into 2. 4 into 2, what do we have? If you come down here, 4 into 2, we don't have 2 here. There is no 2 here. So what we should go for what? We should go for what is before. Don't use 4. 4 is bigger than 2. We are looking at 4 into 2. So there is no 4, there is no 2 here. And we can't even see what is smaller than 2. So what do we go for? We go for 4 times 0 equals to 0. This is what will be what is smaller than 2. So, and with that, we'll come up with the principle that when the divisor is bigger than what you want to divide in the dividend, your answer should be 0. 4 is bigger than 2, so 4 into 2 will give us what? 0. The next thing is 4 times 0. What is 4 times 0? 0. And then we subtract. This will give us 2. And then we'll bring down the next digit, that is 4. 4 into 24, that will give us what? 6. 4 into 24 is what? 6. 4 times 6 is 24. Subtract, what do we have? 0, 0. So our answer here will be equals to 18406. Okay, we move to number 4. Number 4, 8 is the divisor, and then we have 20478. Okay, what do we have? 8 into 2. Remember, I've talked about this. 8 times 1, 8, times 2, 16, times 3, 24, times 4. This will be 32, times 5. This will be 40. I hope we can manage this. 8 into 2. 8 into 2 will give us 0. 8 is bigger than 2. Please, 8 into 2 is not 16. 8 is not 8 times 2. 8 into 2. 8 is bigger than 2. So we have what? We have 0 here. 8 times 0 will be what? 0. Subtract. What do we have? We have 2. And then we'll bring down 0. 8 into 20. 8 into 20. What is before? We don't have 20 in 8 times. So what is before 20 is 16. So how many times? 2 times. 8 times 2 will be what? 16. Subtract. How do we subtract? 0 minus 6, the same thing, cannot. You have to borrow here. This is 1. 10 minus 6 will be 4. This will be 0. And then you bring down the next digit, which is equals to 44. And then What do we have? 8 into 44. What do we have? 44 is not here. So what is before 44 is 40. And that will give us 5 times. 8 times 5 is 40. Subtract, what do we have here? This will give us 4. Sorry, 4. And then we bring down the next digit, which will be 47. 47. And then 8 into 47. 8 into 47. What would that give us? 47 is not here. So what are we going to get? We are going to get 40. 40 is before 47. So that will give us how many times? 5 times. 8 times 5. That will give us 40. Subtract. What do we have? 8 7 minus 0 is 7. This is 0. And then we bring down the last digit, which is what? Which will be 8. Let me see, times 8. This is 64. Times 9. This is 72. Times 10. This is 80. So 8 into 78. What do we have? This is what is before is 72, and that would be 9. 8 times 9 is 72. If you subtract, this will give us what? 8 minus 2 is 6. This is 0. So, and nothing else to bring down. Now, what this tells us, there's a mistake in this question because this question shouldn't have ended in a remainder, but we just let's just end it that way. So this one tells us that there's a final remainder. We'll go in the later part, we'll do a topic that has to do with division involving remainders. But since this came up, so there's a final remainder here and there's nothing else to bring down to reach this number. So what that tells us is that this question, the answer to this question would be 2559 remainder 6. That would be the answer to the question. Okay, so these are the activities. Like I said, this particular video, it's a video that will take our time a bit because we need to understand the principles of division. But I believe the video was helpful. So please carefully go through them one after the other. Take note of the questions, take note of the activities, go through them carefully using long division. Thank you for watching the video. Please do well to like, subscribe, and share. See you in our next video.